In the SPT32 software, there are different areas. At the very top, we have our menu bar, very close to the Windows standards. If you click on File, we have common Windows file options such as Print, Open to load a file, Save to save your layout to a file so you can easily retrieve it later on. To the right of File, we have Edit, which contains standard Windows edit commands like copy and paste. Next, we have Settings. Under here are options to configure the mat cutter and change software settings as well. Besides Settings, we have Services. Under Services are options to do a blade change, initialize the machine, move the head to the park position, and check machine, which is for advanced options. Next, we have Options. Options is used to get to different modes of the software, like IntelliLayer. You will learn more about these options later on. Lastly is the Help. Under Help, we have a few important tools. First, we have Direct Help. If you click on Direct Help, then go to a section you want to know more about, say the Cut Options button, it will open up a help window that will give you detail about what you clicked on. In this example, you can get more information on the VG Dynamic Blade Depth or any other boxes by scrolling down and reading. Simply click on the standard Windows X at the top right of that window to close it once you are finished reading the information. We also have Assistance. If you click on Help, go to Assistance, and beside that, Configuration Assistant, which goes into detail about settings for the software and the machine. If you click on Assistant and read the instructions, to continue, click the blue arrow pointing to the right and continue to make your selections. Once you are finished, click on the red X to close the assistant. Next, if we go back to Help, go to Assistance, we have My First Mat. It is similar to the Configuration Assistant. Click on the blue arrow pointing right to continue and follow the instructions for cutting a mat. Once you're finished that, click on the red X to close the window. Lastly, we have About SPT32. If you go to Help and About SPT32. Clicking on this will give you some information on the software, like the version, the machine number, and the controller number. If you ever need additional support, there is useful information for the operator and the Gunnar support. Clicking on the Save Info and INI button, saving that spt32_info.txt file and emailing it to us is greatly helpful. It is also good for your own records to store this file. When it asks if you want to edit or print this file for this demonstration, we'll just click No. And then click OK. Underneath the menu bar, we have our toolbar. These buttons are used as shortcuts for simple commands like undo, redo, cut, and cut options. If you hold your mouse cursor briefly over a button, a dialog box will appear giving a brief description of the button. For instance, the button with the blade and red check mark on it, the words Cut Options appear. Underneath the toolbar on the left-hand side, we have our Edit area. This is where you choose your template and edit the layout. To the right of the Edit area is our Work area, where the current layout is shown. Underneath the Edit area is the Options bar. Here you can add options like outside cut and V-grooves to your layout. You can learn more about these later on. Beneath the Options bar is the Status area. On the bottom left-hand side, we have our X and Y coordinates, which shows you where the cursor is currently positioned on the mat layout in the work area. If you look at those numbers, I'll move the cursor around. You can see those X and Y coordinates changing. To the right of the status area is our mat profile, showing us the current mat profile, mat thickness, cutting speed, straight correction and round correction, which is the angle of the blade, and the name of the profile. To the right of the mat profile are those attributes again. To the right of the mat profile attributes, we have the outside measurement and the opening counter. We have the number 3 representing the 3 openings we can see on our layout in our work area. To the right of the opening counter are 2 selector buttons. Clicking on one will cycle through the openings on our layout. The other one cycles through the openings the other way. And this is the layout of the SPT32 software.